They say the best way from A to B is on your bike, and luckily it's only a short ride for me to Cottage Field Stables, where I'm going to meet Tom Lacey, who specialises in pre-training and educating horses. This is the real sort of, ground floor of a horse's career here, isn't it?
Yeah, very much. Yeah. I think it's the most important stage of their careers because it's so easy to get it wrong, and if you get it wrong, you ruin them for life almost. Once a horse has got an issue, it's very hard to overcome it. If you've overstressed them, they get too buzzy.
You get horses here that have, horses that are in training come here for a bit of a...
I have had a good few, yeah. Try and get them settled down and just switched off. It's not always easy.
No.
You can definitely make progress, but then I think when they go back into that really busy environment of a big yard, they just get buzzed up again.
Because people bang on about education, but is it very important?
Absolutely key, yeah. It's confidence. I'm a big believer in giving them confidence. Everything I try and do on them is confidence. You just want to give them confidence. I read in the paper the other day about people were saying about horses whether they are or aren't ungenuine, and I think predominantly they're all genuine. John Franklin said, if they're ungenuine, they've got a problem in the sense of they're in pain somewhere, and I think he's probably right.
Yeah.
But having said that, I think if they get off on the wrong foot, they can become, if they're allowed to be lazy for a period of time, they will remain lazy.
I think Tom has a fantastic setup here. If you think of creating a racehorse as being a bit like building a house, what I think Tom can do is put in fantastic foundations. You look at the horses here, they don't spend too long in a day in the stable. They're either out in the paddock, or they're loose schooling, or they're on the walker, or they're hacking up his gallop. So they get a real chance. They go into the gym and they're put through good hard work that just puts in a good sort of foundation. I think what Tom can't do here is put the roof on. This is not a great place to train horses. It's a good place to prepare them.
So if a horse has got, a jumping problem, for instance, would you...
Yeah, very much so. We've got the loose school up the top here. They'll come if they lost their confidence. Got a horse arriving next week actually who's lost his confidence. And we'll just, try and build up and start with trotting poles and build up and build up.
How long would they stay for sort of a session?
How
long would you...
if a horse has never jumped before, 10 days is plenty, and then they need a jockey on their backs. They'll have worked it all out in 10 days, and quite often in those 10 days I'll give them a day away from it, and then they come back, on the 6th day, and the penny has just dropped. The horses we're doing today, they've done plenty of it, so they know their job. It's a shame we haven't got one coming in for the first time.
Can bad jumpers become good jumpers?
If they haven't got a problem in their backs or something, I don't see why not. No.
Because there might be a reason for the bad jumping.
I think so. Something might just pinch them, and
you can really brush up their jumping.
Very much so. Yeah. What I hope you'll notice today is how quickly they adjust themselves. They come off the corners and they just adjust themselves so quickly. They're very quick in the air once they've done a bit of this, and they don't waste any time in the air. And they become very efficient jumpers. Oh man, oh boy, oh, on you go. How's that?
Fantastic.
Pretty accurate, isn't he?
Very good.
Oh man, oh boy.
Look out for Kavita Eater.
Yeah.
So he's 4, is he? So
three. He's 3. Yeah, he's 3. He'll hopefully.
He's a long way. He's quite a long way off actually. Jumping.
He doesn't need any more of this now. He needs. We'll concentrate on the flat work with him and get him ready for a point-to-point.
So he'll be one
February,
of your
March.
pointers?
Yeah, potentially. Yeah, that's the plan. Unless we really think he's ready for the job straight away, and then we might drop him in for a bumper. But ultimately that decision will be Charlie's. He's the.
But a point-to-point is a pretty good starting point, isn't it?
Fantastic starting point. Yeah, and by the time I'll get them in the box and I'll take them off somewhere for a couple of gallops, and then they'll have gone to a point-to-point, and whether they win or not, hopefully they will. And they've got a head start against horses that are in training, going to their bumper for the first time.
Yeah.
You know, so they've got to pull there.
I mean, your main thing, your sort of shop window, is to get, educate horses, show what they can do, and then sell them.
That side of the business, yes, very much so. Yeah, but then of course the bread and butter and the hard work, and what I set myself up initially as was, pre-training and breaking. And
so you've got to do all that.
Yeah, and I also knew I was never going to make a living out of just breaking in horses. I had to have the facilities that would allow me to, offer a surface from, out of the field to, potentially 3 or 4 weeks off the racetrack. But I don't angle to have the horses here for that period of time, because it's important they go to the trainer's able to familiarise themselves with the horse, and they settle into their routine. It's no good being here for 8 months and then moving into a trainer and running 3 weeks later for every horse. It's just not suitable.
Horses at Cottage Field Stables come in all shapes, sizes and ages.
That's a lovely Heythrop filly. She's only just arrived yesterday. She's not done anything. She's homebred. She's owned by Lord and Lady Wellesley, Marston Stud, and she's done nothing. So
how long will you? How long will you keep her for?
If it all goes nicely, 6 weeks, and then she'll.
So she's a classic case for sort of education, really.
Very much so. She's by Heythrop, but there's a thought that they might try and run her on the flat at 3. So we'll see where we are in a couple of months and make an assessment whether she could or couldn't do it. And this is a 3-year-old filly by Haft, who's
Ginger Fizz.
Yeah, she's owned by a lovely lady called Verity Vaughan. She's hopefully going to go into training with a view to. There's a 3-year-old bumper at Newbury for fillies. She might possibly go down that line. We ended up putting a mirror in her box because she'd just duck and dive in there like a boxer, and we put the mirror in there, and she just switched off completely.
What gave you? Have you tried that before?
I've seen it before, and it's
it works?
It worked on that occasion, but we also had another horse here that was a box walker, and I put a mirror in him, and he didn't stop at all. He just went round even faster, I think. This is one of Charlie's.
Yeah, Charlie Brooks has got all the Cavitas.
Yeah, exactly.
Cavita Alpha.
Yeah, he's 4. We bought him at Doncaster in May. He was very poorly done, and he's taken a long time to come to hand. He's done a lot of flat work. So yeah, he'll. The plan was to try and run him before Christmas, because you still get a weight allowance in the point-to-points, but he'll be all out to run before Christmas. That's the thing with some of these stall horses.
Point-to-points start earlier and earlier now, don't they?
Yeah. But he'll make up into a nice horse. He's still very unfurnished for a 4-year-old.
Did you think Cavita Beta was a bit of a star when he arrived here? Or?
No,
you didn't.
At all. No, we didn't. I remember saying to Charlie, he's not showing us a lot, and then as we increased the work, he just got better and better and better.
Yeah.
He was unstoppable in the finish. He just loved his work. He'd come out in the morning. He just marched down the yard. He just couldn't wait to get on.
And it must be quite interesting for you when now he's he won that bumper for Nicky Henderson. Just watching his future develop.
Absolutely, yeah, really. It's one of the great rewards of the job.
You got the reward without all the all the
no, it's smashing
tension.
Yeah. This is a 3-year-old by Presenting. We bought at Doncaster in May. He did cost 16,000. He's another one of the Charlie Brooks syndicate.
Another Cavita Delta.
He's quite backward. After the trade in Ireland, we thought about breezing him. Presentings are so sought after. We thought about breezing him, and actually he's just not going to be forward enough. And if you start selling horses you don't believe in, you'll just shoot yourself in the foot, and no one will come and buy them off you. So and that's another 4-year-old by Craig Steele. We bought him in Ireland. He cost 15,000. He's got a real nice go about him.
But you like the look of him.
I loved him as an individual. That's how we ended up with him, actually. I dragged Minty down from upstairs at the Derby Centre and said, "Can you come and have a look at this one?" And he liked him too, which was great.